Hello, you guys. How are you doing today? And welcome back to our lesson number 2. If you haven't seen the first one, you can go into our playlist and check out the first one. So, lesson 2, drafting definitions. What exactly are you going to learn today? You will learn how to draft and understand legal definitions with precision. You will learn 12 key vocabulary words with phonetics. You will learn some grammar, present simple definitions, and passive formal structures. And you will learn how to write and interpret defined terms in English contracts. І на правах реклами ви можете знайти цей воркшіт та багато іншої корисної інформації в нашому телеграм-каналі і інших соціальних мережах. І ви можете забити Desert Instance, ви можете просканувати цей QR-код і знайти нас. And let's go to some core vocabulary. Defined term. Defined term is a word or phrase given a specific meaning in a contract, shown with a capital letter. Business day is a defined term. Its meaning is stated in the definitions clause. Means. Means is the verb used in definition to give a term its specific meaning. Services means the consultancy services described in Schedule 1. Includes. Used in definitions to add examples without limiting the meaning. Assets includes all intellectual property and goodwill. Excludes. Excludes. Used to state what is not covered by a defined term. Loss excludes indirect or consequential damages. Capitalized, written with a capital letter, big letter, to show it is a defined term. All capitalized terms in this agreement have the meaning set out in clause 1. Those are all capitalized words. Context, the surrounding words or circumstances that affect the meaning of the term. Unless the context requires otherwise requires, singular includes plural. Unless otherwise stated, the phrase meaning except where the contract says something different. Unless otherwise stated, all amounts are in the US dollars. As the case may be, a phrase meaning whichever applies in the situation. The buyer or seller, as the case may be, shall notify the other party. Referred to as a phrase used to introduce a shorter name for a defined term. Acme Corporation, hereinafter referred to as the supplier. For the purposes of a phrase limiting a definition of rule to a specific part of the contract. For the purposes of this clause, confidential information means something. Hereinafter. It is formal from this point onwards in the document. Smith & Co. hereinafter the company. Safe as formal except for unless. Save as expressly set out in this agreement, no warranty is given. And a little pro tip for you guys. In English contracts, means creates an exhaustive definition. The term means exactly and only what follows. Includes creates non-exhaustive definition. The examples given are not the full list. This distinction is critical. Getting it wrong can change the entire meaning of the clause. And let's go and work on some present simple and definitions and passive. So, standard definition structure. Defined term means definition. Defined term has the meaning given in clause. Defined term includes non-exhaustive examples. Defined term excludes things not covered. And examples. Business day means any day other than Saturday, Sunday, or public holiday in England and Wales. Group means the company and each of its subsidiaries from time to time. Losses means all losses, damages, costs, and expenses, but excludes indirect or consequential losses. And for passive structures and definitions. Passive, used when describing what a term is defined as or how it is used. All capitalized terms are defined in clause 1. The term is referred to as the effective date. Unless otherwise stated, singular terms are deemed to include the plural. Headings are not taken into account in interpreting this agreement. And some common definitions patterns. X means Y. Exhaustive. X means exactly Y, nothing more. Term means the period set out in clause 4. X means X includes Y. non-exhaustive. Y is an example, not the full meaning. Assets includes all IP, goodwill, and contracts. X excludes Y. Exclusion. Y is explicitly outside the definition. Loss excludes indirect or consequential loss. X has the meaning given in clause Y. Cross-reference to another definition elsewhere. Data has the meaning given in clause 8. Referred to as shorthand. It gives a long name to a shorter label. It gives a long name a shorter label, I'm sorry. ABC Ltd, hereinafter referred to as the licensor. Let's go and read the model definition clause and analyze it. So, 1. Definitions. In this agreement, unless the context otherwise requires, business day means any day other than a Saturday, Sunday, or public holiday in England and Wales. Confidential information means all information disclosed by one party, the disclosing party, to the other, the receiving party, that is marked as confidential or that ought reasonably to be treated as confidential given its nature, but excludes information that is or becomes publicly available through no fault of the receiving party. Group means the company and each of its subsidiaries and holding companies from time to time. Services has the meaning given in Schedule 1. Notice, means is exhaustive definitions. Business day, group. But excludes, they carve out within the definition, confidential information. Has the meaning given in cross-reference. Capitalization throughout. Those are defined terms. Passive. Marked as confidential, treated as confidential. And here are some common mistakes. Services include consultancy. Services means includes consultancy. Defined terms are always singular in drafting. Means, not mean. The word business day is defined like a weekday. Business day means any weekday that is not a public holiday. Use the exact definition structure. Avoid vague informal explanations. Means used for non-exhaustive list. Includes for non-exhaustive means for exhaustive. This is the most important distinction in definition drafting. Hereinafter referred as. Hereinafter referred to as. The full phrase is referred to as, never drop to. Quick check. Take your time, pause the video, choose means or includes for each definition, and we are going to check it then. I'm giving you 20 seconds to click the pause and complete the task. Well. Let's go. Your time's up. So, the first one, term means. Guess it's exhaustive. Assets includes. Non-exhaustive. Even though, please pay attention, even though we say assets in plural, we still use includes in singular, because basically assets we do not mean exactly in plural. We mean the word assets. The term assets, and the word is one. Business day means, because it's exhaustive. Losses includes, non-exhaustive. Also, the same logic with plural and singular. Group, it is exhaustive and it means. Super. Yeah, wonderful. Speaking challenge and common question. So, as for speaking challenge, could you please explain the difference between means and includes in a contract definition to a junior colleague who has never worked with contracts before? Use an analogy or example to make it clear and try to do it in 4 or 5 sentences. And as for common question, could you write one original contract definition using today's structure? It can be for any term, real, invented. Use means or includes and at least one of the other vocabulary items from today. And as for workbook, I am not showing you the workbook, so you can go and find it in our Telegram, the 13 or you can scan the QR code. Well, you guys, I was really, really, really happy to see you today, and I hope I provided you with a lot of useful information, and I hope to see you next time in our next lesson. See ya! Bye bye!